everyone. Oops. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wrestling with the Paranormal. Get ready for some creepy space stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be really creepy. I guess I'm gonna hang around for the whole episode. Yeah, well, it's time for Wrestling with Paranormal.
Did you just say you're going to stay around for the whole episode?
Well, yeah, you saw how well I did last week on the show.
No, you're just the intro guy. You do the intro and you get out. That's it. Your stories are boring. Nobody wants you on the show.
Yeah. You mean I don't get to stay?
That's it. I'm pushing the button. I'm going to get you out of here. I got the button. I'm going to push the button. And I'm pushing the button right now. And boop. Look at that. That's what you call podcast magic, ladies and gentlemen. See, you don't want someone on your show, you just bloop them out. It's that easy. All right. So not used to doing the show by myself. What am I supposed to do? I got notes. Okay. Creepy space episode. Oh my God, I do need a partner. Yeah, I got what's his name? He's here. Don't worry, everybody. We're gonna be okay. Oh my God, thank God. Okay. I didn't even introduce myself. We gotta do proper introductions here.
I am Aaron, and this is my good friend.
I'm the patron saint of the paranormal. I'm that black and white son of a bitch. I'm Craig the Great, damn
it! That was good. Playing off my Canada Dry gimmick. Here, I'm just plain old Aaron. You got the three faces. You got the enlightened one.
Boom.
You got Canada Dry, and you got plain old me. There we are.
How do you wear so many hats? I don't even
Yes,
know.
I do.
I'm stoked for this episode. Creepy space. Creepy things going on.
This is our creepy space episode.
Yeah. We were going to do an episode on how people don't think birds are real and that they're all robots.
It was about strange conspiracies like that.
Yeah.
But I got an email telling us not to do it from an unnamed source. I gave you a screenshot of that. It was weird as hell, right?
Yeah, that was really strange. And then you were really like, we can't do the show about conspiracies. And I was like, whoa, man, something's got to Aaron. I guess we can't do the show.
Well, you were creeped out too, but you still wanted to do it.
I will die for the show, man. I will do it. I don't care if the CIA's outside, the FBI, the Canadian Spy Agency, CSIS, whatever that is.
Canadian Intelligence Services.
People, all our American listeners are like, what are they talking about?
So yeah, we got some crazy stories today.
Pictures.
And we're just gonna get right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second here. The enlightened one was trying to take my spot.
He was trying to take your spot, and I blooped him out because I got the button down here. I just blooped him out, and I was doing pretty good at the show by myself. Like I don't even know if I need a partner. But,
whoa.
I don't know. I was doing pretty good. I think it was pretty smooth. Yeah. Smooth intro today. Today is smooth intro day.
Smooth like butter.
Smooth.
Like butter.
Mm.
Bread and
butter.
Mm. All right. So let's get right into it. And we're going to talk about one of the creepiest things that we don't really know much about. We look up in the sky every day. At the night when the clouds aren't there, it's the moon. Now, it affects so much here on Earth. You got tides, and it makes us act strange. Like all of a sudden, you're like, "Why am I so high strung?" And then all of a sudden, you look, there's a full moon.
Full moon.
It does
Werewolves.
affect us, right?
Werewolves
Yeah,
makes wolves howl.
yeah, it does. It affects so much. Um, but we know so little about the moon.
Hmm.
Would you agree?
We haven't even scratched the surface of the moon.
I like what you did there.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's been 50 years
Wow.
since we've been to the moon.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's been 50 years since we saw the moon. I was like, oh,
Whoa, no,
it's a really long time.
no, but it's been 50 years since we've been to the moon. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I wasn't there. Were you there?
No.
You mean humans?
Today's sponsor is that good old glass of H2O.
Whoa. I'm actually drinking.
Plain tasting water.
I got some raspberry tea. Pretty
Raspberry
much water. Raspberry
tea.
tea.
Pretty much water, yeah. You put sugar in there?
I don't put sugar in my tea, no.
Nope, no sugar, no honey, just straight up
No. Just
water.
tea, boom, and water.
So it's been 50 years since we've been to the moon. Between 1969 and 1972, the landing on the moon, the last landing on the moon was the Apollo 17, and that was on December 19th, 1972. And it was led by Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt. There was lots of reasons, and that was the last trip to the moon. That was 50 years ago.
Almost.
And there was lots of reasons that they stated that they couldn't go back to the moon. They made it a financial issue, and the other one was political reasons. It did cost a lot of money to go to the moon, but they still went to space and stuff like that. It's still costly. Like, it didn't seem reasonable to just cut the whole moon thing off. Like, but yeah,
Unless there's another reason.
unless there's another reason. So throughout the years, people will come out with some interesting info about the moon, and one of those things, strange tracks were found on the moon in the landing zones. We're going to get back into that a little bit more later. Mysterious objects were seen floating in the sky. Imposing alien structures were seen off in the distance. Poor quality images, often grainy, make it questionable whether this is what we were really seeing, right? And we also had audio files that were edited to make the conspiracy question what happened there, right? Why was it edited or why was it deleted? And then in 2015, an article on Reddit came out, and it was from a British psychologist who says that there's secret moon landings that happened after Apollo 17 in 1972. So that's something like that's shocking, right? Because no nation claims to have gone to the moon after that.
Also, if it was so expensive, you think that they wouldn't keep it a secret, but they would tell everybody. But they'd have to have why keep it secret? Yeah.
Yeah. So
see how smooth this is right now? We're just
smooth.
So smooth.
Smooth like butter.
Smooth episode.
This is our butter episode.
It's a butter.
So during the Apollo 17 landing on the moon, they had gotten off their what is it? The landing module. That's what
Moonlander. Yeah, landing
Moonlander. They gotten off, and they had started to kind of check things out. And as they came out, they didn't go too far, and they found uh, a crashed moonlander on the moon. And it seemed to be a Russian one, and it seemed like it had been attacked in some form. It wasn't just a crash.
Mhm.
It looked like there were some things that had made like sort of puncture wounds on the craft, and not only that, we had two Russian cosmonauts lying there, dead, and it looks like they were attacked as well. There was sort of like puncturing wounds going into them, not coming out. So it wasn't some sort of oxygen failure or explosion from inside or whatever. And both their glass thing had been broken. There was a lot of blood. And so our heroes were not heroes anymore. They were scared.
And this is from the psychologist, right? This report.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
he's saying that this is what happened, and they were scared, and they went back to their shuttle, and they was like, "We're ready to go home. Let's get out of here." And Mission Control said, "We can't do it right now. We got a couple of hiccups going on here. You're just gonna wait, hold tight." And as they're holding tight, they start seeing some shadowy figures outside of their shuttle, and it's kind of like going through the hills and stuff. And they're seeing these shadow figures. They're freaking out, as I would too. And I guess they got out just in time. And I got to turn my notes. So the Reddit post claims that there were, speaking of that unnamed secret missions, the Reddit post claims there was a joint Russian British mission to go back to the moon to get, I guess, the bodies or whatever of those Russian cosmonauts and to claim some stuff. I don't know what it was, but he said that they made it there safely, but they were attacked by an entity on the moon, and I guess they got out of there pretty quick. So getting back to the tracks on the moon, Apollo 15 was the very first to have a rover. A rover had not ever touched the surface of the moon prior to that, not in any nation. So when before they even took the rover out, they saw tracks on the moon, vehicle tracks, and it wasn't theirs. So what was going on here?
Interesting.
So the Apollo 11 mission reported UFOs and structures on the moon. Armstrong saw a metallic cylinder with a light source coming from it. And, NASA would just say, oh, it's just a part of the plane. But I don't think Armstrong was buying that. And this is where I'm going to make the tag to you, my good friend. Well,
yeah, we got to do it that way. It wraps around the whole world. And,
yeah.
It makes sense. Smooth. It's smooth. What a smooth transition. Smooth as butter. Smooth as butter.
Smooth like butter.
Neil Armstrong, very famous astronaut.
And Buzz Aldrin was also with him.
Now, they had a channel to Mission Control, but apparently there was another channel, like the one that people hear is the one that they like broadcast on the news and everything. But there was like another channel that they use for like emergencies and other things. And on that separate channel, there's reports that that is where he described to Mission Control that he could see the structures and silvery vehicles and occupants of the craft that were observing him. And he said he saw beings, and it seemed like they were trying to ward humans off of the moon, like you shouldn't come here. That's the sense he got anyway. Now, like you said, there was a lot of this stuff is edited, like these tapes are edited. NASA says it's for feedback, or like that they're, oh yeah, there's really loud feedback, so we cut those parts out, right? So who knows? That's their story anyway. But even more mysterious, let's jump to October of 2018. 2 ufologists die, okay, within weeks of each other. That's suspicious in itself. So I'm going to describe both of them. Both of them were both former U.S. military. One of them, Bob Dean, he was stationed in the U.S. military bases in the 60s, and he claims that NASA destroyed 40 rolls of film from Apollo 11 and other Apollo missions. And he famously said that, this is Bob Dean, he said that NASA stands for never a straight answer, because when he tried to ask them about it, pretty clever, right? They would always dodge his questions. So Dean also claimed that he read a top secret document, because he was working for the U.S. military and he's working at different bases. And he read a top secret document that specified dangers of an alien invasion, with reports of downed alien crafts and autopsies that had been done on alien bodies. So this is kind of branching into the whole Area 51, alien autopsy conspiracy. But this guy's saying that like he read something that warned the military about a potential threat there. So Bob Dean dies in October 2018. I think from just natural causes, or so-called natural causes. But Carl Wolf, who was also a ufologist, who also used to work for the military, his death happened within the same week, I think, or a week later. And it was actually kind of suspicious. He's riding his bike and he hits a tractor and dies.
A tractor?
A tractor. I feel like you would be able to see a tractor. And tractors don't surprise people because they're pretty slow. It's like, whoa, that tractor came out of nowhere.
Oh, where's that tractor?
Right? Seems a little bit weird.
When it's yellow, right?
Usually pretty bright and big and easy to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was a U.S. Air Force sergeant. He claimed to see proof of aliens on the moon. So in 1965, Carl Wolf is stationed at Langley Air Force in West Virginia. Like the song, "Oh, West Virginia." Anyway, country roads. Take me home. Country roads.
Country
Take me
roads.
home. Anyway,
West Virginia.
so Carl Wolf's stationed in West Virginia. He's temporarily reassigned to a NASA lunar orbiter, I guess, base. And it's like this nondescript hangar at the far side of the base that he was working at. And it was full of scientists, translators, a bunch of NASA technicians. He's an electronics technician, so I guess they just needed an extra guy. NASA was having problems developing photos. So Wolf helps develop some photos and goes through a lot of them. And he claims to have seen dark photos of the dark side of the moon with alien cities, with light up alien cities, towers, domes. He claims that, so he sees this and he waits until 2001 to go public with this. He tells the public that he saw these photos. He even gets 20 other technicians who are working there to go forward in 2001. So it's not just one guy. Apparently there's 20 other technicians who said they saw pictures of alien cities on the dark side of the moon. They also had pictures where there was lights in the center of craters on the moon, even on the light side of the moon. Now, we can get into I got a big reveal here, okay? Some people might not know this. We got breaking news. You want to do the breaking news? We got some breaking news right now.
Should I do the news segment?
Do the breaking news, because we got breaking news right now.
I love that segment. I love that segment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just found this out today. The moon very well could possibly be a giant alien space station.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, it's not a city that they're seeing in the dark side of the moon. The whole crust of the moon is artificial and fake to hide a giant metal space station.
Good. So we found two different versions of this.
Let's show the audience what we're in here, what we're looking at.
Okay,
here.
so this is the one that we found.
Wow, look at that. See, it's got a crust. There's a crust of the moon there, but it's actually just a giant metal structure, and inside there's like some kind of, I don't know, generator or something. I mean, this is obviously an artist conception of what the hollow moon could be.
So that's the one version, and then we got this one here, which is more elaborate.
That's pretty cool.
And it kind of reminds me of Star Wars. It reminds me of the Death Star. Well, let's get rid of this. It's just hard looking through this tiny little peepholes.
And Star Wars came out in 1979.
Right?
Was George Lucas in on the hollow moon?
Or did he have someone give him a little info?
Whoa. You're right. That's crazy. And they even say in Star Wars, that's no moon, that's a space station. George Lucas was trying to tell us that the moon is a space station. He was trying to tell us.
Yeah, we just got lost in our fantasy.
That's the true message of Star Wars. The moon is actually a giant space station. What do you think about this theory? Look at that. Does that strike fear into your heart?
Yes, can do lots of stuff in that. We talked about this in a previous episode.
Wait, we talked about this?
Not this, but they said that there was.
This is breaking news.
Not this, but people talked about a gonging sound coming from the moon. You remember talking about that?
Yeah, actually, I think that was in my notes. I might have skipped it. So, or was it coming up? Yeah. Okay. So Apollo 12. I did have this note. Apollo 12. After they landed on the moon and they got back to their spaceship, they purposely crashed their lunar lander back into the moon because they didn't want to take it all the way back to Earth because
this was
uses
what
up
we
extra
talked about on
fuel.
the previous episode.
Yeah, so that's what they do. They crashed it back into the planet, and apparently when they did that, the surface of the moon, because there's monitoring stations that were monitoring the moon, recorded strange reverberations from the moon as if it was like ringing like a bell, like it was like gonging. Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's strange, which would support the hollow moon theory.
So it all comes together though. All of the UFOs and aliens visiting, they have a giant base on the moon, so that they don't have to go all the way back to some other planet. They can just go to the moon base.
Possibly.
People can get abducted and taken to the moon base.
So, question about this. So the moon only has one side that we get to see. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
It doesn't rotate like the sun, sort of thing? Or
No,
sun like the Earth, I mean?
The sun rotates, the Earth rotates. The moon is orbiting around.
And we only get one side of it at all times. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm no scientist, but the moon always looks the same. It's always the same man in the moon, the cheese face man.
Yeah, we're not getting the other side. It's not.
We never see the other side. That's why it's called the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, interesting.
So they could hide all kinds of things there. We never see it. And they go to the moon. They go to the moon for 3 years, 1969 to 1972, and then they cancel the lunar moon landing projects. Seems
that is strange.
Maybe they found something on the dark side of the moon, and maybe they interacted with other beings that told them that they weren't allowed to go back there.
Okay, so let's move on to our other creepy space thing.
Okay, but that was the biggest story of the year. That's the biggest story we've done all year. The moon is hollow, man. That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Breaking news. There we go.
That was breaking news.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next?
Okay,
I'm
so
tagging. Let me get the tag.
all right. Oh, we were doing that
Smooth.
side before.
Smooth as butter.
Smooth as butter. If we say smooth as butter whenever we screw up, doesn't matter.
Exactly. People are like, "Oh, that's smooth."
Okay, so in 1976, Viking 1 spacecraft began taking photographs of Mars' surface, sending it back to Earth to analyze. What they wanted to do is they wanted to find a good place for Viking 2 to land.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you're saying Vikings sent a satellite to Mars, and it took that long to get there?
No. The spacecraft was called Viking 1.
Okay.
It was a spacecraft. It wasn't
It's
Viking.
not built by Vikings.
No, it was just
Okay, some
named
people
Viking.
might get confused by that.
Yeah, so we're clarifying. Thank you, Craig DeGray.
Yeah.
So they were looking for a place for Viking, its sister ship, Viking 2, to land. And upon it took 18 photographs. And upon examining these photographs, we came across this image. I think everyone has seen this photo at one time or another.
Oh my God, it's a face.
I remember seeing this on Unsolved Mysteries. Do you remember that episode?
No, I've never seen this before in my life.
The first time I saw this was on Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack, and I was convinced that, and there's other images I didn't get a picture of. There's some other things, and they ended up calling it that. They had a bit of a things that looked like buildings, but they weren't quite as legit as that.
Yeah, I'm just joking. I've actually seen that before.
Huh?
I'm joking. I've seen it before.
You've seen it before?
I've seen it.
So they ended up calling it the Sidonian Complex because of other things that looked like buildings there, and it even started like science fiction books based on that image alone. Um, so the scientists, we wanted to quickly disprove that was actually a face, and what they did was they said it was angles of light made that face look. It was just the way the rocks were and the light was, and so they quickly showed us another image. So there's the one from the lander. There's a newer image, and so people, a lot of the conspiracy people think that they doctored this image and put a fake one out there to quickly just calm everyone down. There's no face on the moon.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but actually, Aaron, your face isn't a real face. If you turn your head sideways, it's actually just a giant rock. Oh my God.
So the conspiracy people were just laying into that image, the second image we saw there, this one here,
It's
that
fake.
that the new one is fake and the face is the correct image. So in 2004, the rovers Spirit and Opportunity landed on the moon, and they came across
Mars.
Yes.
Mars. We're on to Mars. Okay, we switched to Mars.
Sorry.
I didn't know if you'd be able to handle a show where we talked about two things in space. I was like, are you sure you're going to be able to make that transition from moon to Mars?
Sorry.
Okay, it's smooth.
Don't be thinking about replacing me with the Enlightened One.
Smooth.
So they began to show us images of things like I'm going to show this one.
That's a skull.
Yes, it looks like an alien skull.
Actually, it looks like a transformer.
It does, but you can see the eyes there, though, right?
Mhm.
And, but there's more than that. I don't know if you want to tell more story on this before we get to more pictures, or we want to just give
What do
more
I got here?
pictures.
Okay, so some people say that some of these skulls look like elongated skulls or alien skulls.
Like that one,
Also,
right? It kind of looks like that, right?
it does. Yeah, it looks like a big. It doesn't look that human, and it kind of looks too big to be human, maybe. But I mean, it's hard to tell because you don't have anything next to it that you can reference, like how big that
Yeah.
is. I don't actually know how big that is. That could be huge for all I know. But some people say that some of them look elongated, which also look like skulls that were found in ancient civilization sites, which scientists say is because of a process known as head binding, where they could actually elongate a human skull and make the skull bigger.
Was that similar to the neck thing that they would do with the?
Yeah, it's like when they just keep putting another thing on a person's neck and then they make their neck like super long, which is really freaky and weird looking.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you're doing and you're
It's
listening
your
to
culture.
our show,
Who are we to judge, right?
totally cool. Yeah, I'm all right with it. Okay, I'm fine. But
Yeah, you dug yourself out of the hole. It's okay.
that was smooth. That's a really
Like
smooth,
butter.
like butter. Also, there's ancient works of art that depict people with big heads and skulls. Some scientists say, well, that's just from people elongating their skull. But other people say it's from aliens visiting early civilizations and interacting with them, like ancient civilizations interacting with aliens. So there is a whole theory of ancient Martian civilization. Okay, so people living on Mars, a whole civilization of people living on Mars are aliens. I mean, they're technically Martians, so they are aliens. They lived on Mars. Some people even think that we are actually from Mars, like our species. So, like, they were on Mars and then they
That's an
came to
idea
Earth,
that's out there.
right? And we were actually like Earth had other life forms, but we're actually from Mars. That's a theory.
And women are from Venus.
Wow, got him.
Yeah, we got it.
Got him.
One. You could do. No, cut it out. You're like going full on.
You started it. You started it.
Yeah, but you know.
All right.
You're right.
Okay. No, this is our new thing. Smooth like butter. Smooth like butter. Okay. What else? Martian theory. Okay, yeah. I do have. We can put a name to some things going on here. Captain K. Have you heard of this guy?
No.
All right. 2014. Captain K. This is a little bit outlandish. We tell some outlandish stories on this show.
They're not all true. They're just theories. They're ideas.
I don't know about this one. This one seems a little far-fetched. 2014, he comes out and says that he spent 17 to 20 years on Mars protecting 5 bases, like human military bases that are apparently on Mars. He spent protecting them from indigenous Martians that were threatening the bases. Okay. There's also 3 other people, Michael Relf, Randy Kramer, and Corey Good, who also report that there are secret Martian bases with humans in them and that there's other Martians trying to attack them. Now, this is a bit all over the place, I think.
Well, do you know why this is most likely not true? It's that Mars is not inhabitable by a human being.
It's also really far away.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have ships fast enough to get people there and back for this guy to tell his story. Yeah. Also, it's weird that he couldn't even remember how many years. He's like 17 to 20 years. Okay. You don't know how long you've been there. I guess time would be different on Mars because a year here is 365 days because that's how long it takes the Earth to rotate around the sun. But a year on Mars.
Are you ready for the next picture?
You got another picture?
I have some more skulls and more bones.
Let's take a look at another skull or bone.
Oh, right, here we go.
That looks like looks like a cat bone.
That is how'd that get in there? That is
that's from your favorite TV show.
Cat.
That's from Sailor Moon.
My cat.
That's from Sailor Moon, and you watch Sailor Moon all the time.
Oh, look, he's got the
Now-
Nightwing outfit on.
No, everybody knows now that you watch Sailor Moon. That's
No,
embarrassing.
no,
for you.
that is the wrong picture.
Okay.
So we're gonna show you another skull. This one looks crazy, like legit.
That definitely looks like a skull. It looks like there's teeth on the bottom,
Yeah, you can see the
and
teeth,
the jaw's broken off.
the nose, the eyes. It almost looks like a hockey mask.
It also really doesn't just look like a rock. Like the other one kind of looked like it could just be a rock, maybe.
Yeah, this one is like wow. So
It also looks like there's bones around it. Like the other things kind of look like bones around it, you know?
totally.
Yeah. I should have sent it to you. Did you get the picture of the UFO on Mars?
I didn't get that. No, you didn't.
Okay, but anyway, there's a picture and it shows a landscape of Mars, and there's something in the air, like a black dot in the air. And there's no way it could be a bird or a bug because there's no life on Mars. So it definitely has to be some kind of like vehicle, right? Or something. So that's weird.
Should we show the bones now?
What else you got? You got another bone? Let's see a bone.
I got another bones picture.
I'll tell you what kind of bone it is. Okay, that's a human femur. That's a Martian femur.
Totally.
Yeah. And that looks like a hip bone.
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
Like they definitely look like bones.
Yeah, I can't see rocks forming that way. Why would a rock form like that? And there's no water on Mars anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
See what I did there?
I do see what you did there.
So yeah, what do you make about this? I mean, I don't believe the guy. I don't believe there's military bases and there's a guy like who was there for 20 years. That seems a bit much. But these look like bones to me.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree that those are bones. Definitely very, very interesting. And it really goes back to this first picture. Was that altered to make it look more like a rock?
And like, I guess the theory is if there's an ancient civilization, they made a giant building or structure to look like a face so that people would see it from space, right? To kind of leave like a sign of their civilization.
Yeah, like much like Egypt with their pyramids.
Yeah, like a big. Well, like yeah, in that complex, in the Sidonian complex, there is like a theory that one of the shapes is a 5-sided pyramid. I mean, I looked at it. I don't know. It didn't look like the
Yeah,
sides
it's
of
rough.
that even. It's rough, but maybe could be a pyramid.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't think it's too far fetched. I mean, we don't know that much about. I guess. Yeah, I mean, nobody's been on Mars. It could. What if it could have been a planet with life, but millions and billions of years ago, and now it's just turned into like a wasteland, right?
Maybe it was close enough to the sun before,
Yeah.
and something happened, and pushed it just far enough away from the sun that it's no longer able to inhabit life.
Well, it's pretty miraculous, like how life started on Earth, allegedly, and like if plankton and things in the ocean didn't create oxygen, like we wouldn't have an ozone, and like everything had to happen for us to have an ozone. Like that seems really strange that it happened on our planet. Doesn't seem to me too impossible that like it could have happened on another planet. I know scientists say that like Earth is actually the perfect distance from the sun. Like we're a little bit too far away.
Everything
Everything's
is
perfect.
absolutely.
You know what I say to those scientists is nothing is perfect. Okay? Nothing is perfect. Everything is smooth.
Except for Mr. Perfect.
Smooth. I would say Earth is smooth like butter.
The Earth is smooth like that.
It's smooth like butter.
And I don't believe in evolution. It just seems too far fetched for me. I think that as I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, and I believe in the perfectness of everything. So throwing this out there, what if God did everything on Mars first?
Like a trial run.
No, not a trial run. Just
Like he had life there. Yeah. or there was life there.
Yeah, and he created that life.
Yeah.
And just like we're going to come to an end, they came to an end.
Yeah, maybe because the ancient alien theory, right, is that those cave paintings that show like UFOs and stuff. So maybe there was a civilization on Mars, and maybe they even were alive when we were like ancient humans, like Egypt or whatever, when these cave paintings happened, and they visited us, and we were even interacting with them. But then something went crazy on their planet and wiped them out, and then turned the planet into a complete wasteland. Like, who knows, right?
But yeah, it's pretty interesting. The bones and everything. It's just like, let's take a look at those bones again. Let me see.
Bones
those
on
are
Mars.
pretty-
It's
those-
not as, I don't think it's as big a story as the moon being a hollow space station.
Well, these are more legit. Come on.
I'm just saying that's
These
big
are
news.
from- these are
If the
from-
moon's a space station, that's huge. Okay, you've been
Yeah,
looking
but
at
it's
it your whole life.
It's not proven though. It's a theory.
It's a theory.
Like
Gravity is a theory.
lazy lizard people.
Gravity is also a theory. Okay, everything's a theory. Okay, we should do an episode about like, is truth even real? Is there such a thing as truth?
Whoa, we could be getting into like,
Like,
yeah.
we'll have to change it to wrestling with philosophy.
Yeah, that's a whole like absolute truths and stuff like that. People say there's no absolutes, but that's an absolute.
Oh my god! Then you're getting into like paradoxes. That's like a
Yeah.
paradox. Like, how could something be real, like exist and contradict itself?
What?
What if the moon is an artificial space station, but it's also not? It's just like a regular moon. But
What
it's
if the
both
moon
things
is
at once.
actually made of cheese?
What if? Imagine this. What if reality is whatever it is, whatever you believe in? That's reality for you, but then other people's reality is different for them, and reality is actually different for different people.
Just to veer off a little bit, kind of on that similar note, there were people that believed that everyone was a robot simulation, and like kind of like everyone's kind of catered to work around you. So, like for example, I'm real right now, but you're not.
But what about from my perspective?
Huh?
But then from my
From
perspective,
your perspective, though, I would be fake.
right? Weird.
Like everything around them is fake, like kind of like the Matrix.
Yeah, like you're in some kind of computer simulation for some reason, and everything is catered to give you some kind of weird experience or something.
There was actually a guy that killed his whole family based on this.
He was trying to prove that they were fake.
He was trying to prove that he was. Um,
Oh my god. You just gave me a good idea.
What?
We should send nuclear weapons. We should nuke the moon to prove that it's fake.
I don't
We
think
should
that-
blow it up. That's basically what you just said. That's a great idea.
I
Well,
guys, do not pay attention to.
I am totally behind your
You're
idea.
going to get shut
Nuke the
down
moon.
here. Come on,
We are gonna start a petition. We're gonna start a petition.
petition. Yes, no
A
one's going to.
petition called Nuke the Moon, and we're gonna get people to sign online, and we're gonna start raising money. Okay, nuke the moon. All right. This is the year.
NukeTheMoon.com. Visit it.
Okay.
Send money.
Don't think about what you can do for don't think about what your country can do for you. Just think about nuking the moon. Okay.
Yes. Should we make a shirt? Nuke the moon.
Nuke the moon to prove it's fake. Obviously, when somebody asks you why would you nuke the moon, you say to prove that it's not real. It's a fucking space station. What did they do to the Death Star? George Lucas is behind me on this, man. You got to blow it up, okay? You got to send Luke up there with some nukes. Luke with
Why
nukes.
don't we send
Luke the
you
nuke.
up there?
Nuke the Luke moon.
Luke the nuke moon.
Use the nukes, Luke.
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good episode today. It was
Yeah, I
saved by
basically
Butter.
lost my mind, so we should probably end it.
Any last thoughts?
Yeah,
Questions?
nuke the
concerns?
moon. Nuke the moon is my last thought. That's my final thought. Okay.
We're gonna have to end today's episode early. Um, Craig needs some psychological help.
Well,
I am not.
I have a lot of campaigning I need to do, and I need to make a lot of T-shirt designs. That's what.
Hold
I
on.
need to do right
I got something just for Craig, and I can't. I'm not certified to help him, but I know someone who is.
now. Oh no! Don't do it. You better not bring him back. Oh my god! If the light one comes back, I'm just gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta get the button ready. Oh my god! He's back.
Craig. So what's going on, buddy? You having a rough time with life?
Okay. I want to get you behind on something. We're gonna nuke the moon. What do you think about that? The
Okay,
light
Craig. Did you ever see your parents naked?
What does that have to do with nuking the moon?
Listen, I'm trying to talk you down.
That's how you're talking me down.
Listen, I'm trying to. You want a Coke?
You're the
Buddy, do you want
best
a Coke?
psychologist I've ever met. Just have you seen your parents naked? Do you want a Coke? Is that what they taught you in psychology school?
Listen, are you feeling better though? Right?
I'm
You are feeling
pretty
better,
good.
aren't you?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling
Yeah.
pretty good.
See,
Yeah.
I'm good for something. See, I talked you down. You don't want to nuke the moon anymore, do you?
Well, I mean, okay. I don't want to nuke the moon anymore.
See, isn't that lovely? And with that, we're gonna end our show. Craig, did you learn anything from today's episode?
Science is cool. No. What did we say before? We had a catchphrase for the end. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, but what did you learn? We got to tell them what you learned before
I
we say
learned-
knowledge is power.
That's what we usually say, though. Is that what we say? I don't know. We say something like
Yeah,
that.
we say knowledge is power, but we got to
Knowledge
tell
is
them what the
power.
moral of the episode was.
The moral of the episode
You
is,
don't nuke the moon.
well, I guess. Okay, don't nuke the moon. All right. There's bones on Mars, and maybe the moon's not real.
And don't nuke the moon.
Okay. I mean, if you don't know if something's real or not, what is the easiest way to prove that it's not real?
You just talk shit about it until people don't believe in it anymore.
You could nuke it. I'm just saying that's one option. That's one.
But you're
option.
not going to, right?
I'm just saying
Right,
that's
Craig.
it's on the table, is what I'm saying.
Right, Craig.
It's possible to do.
I'm getting really close to the camera now, Craig.
Oh my god, it's kind of creepy. All right, I'm gonna do the outro. Enlightened one, you're gonna be here for the outro. We're gonna do it, okay?
So
What did you learn today?
I learned that I'm not a valuable member of the team. But if they need me, I can pinch hit here and there.
You do the intros and you do emergency psychiatric work.
Yeah,
That's basically
like
what
I saved mankind today. That's pretty cool.
What? There's no danger to nuking the moon. It's not. It's perfectly safe. It's perfectly
Anyways, visit effingwrestling.com
safe.
and slap a T on your back and support the shows here on YouTube for Effing Wrestling.
T-shirts.
And that's with Pro Wrestling Tees / Effing Wrestling. And I guess knowledge is power, right?
Keep on wrestling with the paranormal.
Oh, I forgot to end the show.
We're still going. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm
I
ending
didn't-
it.